I wanted to compare the difference between kneeling push-ups and normal push-ups for guys and girls, because having a kneeling push-up called a girl push-up never really made sense to me. So, how much weight do you press? It's about 70% as opposed to 60% according to one experiment with a scale, and then on a calculator online, it showed about 50 and 56%. So, two things that you need to know are the statics behind it and the anthropomorphic data, which is basically the body proportions. I looked at a little bit of the data for both kneeling and for normal push ups and found after you removed the legs and feet that there would be less mass and the center of mass would also be shifted. And then statics basically says forces have to equal zero and moment has to equal zero. So the normal forces on the feet and on the arms has to equal the force of the weight going down. And then this obviously changed a little bit for the kneeling and normal push-up. And at an angle, you break the forces up into two components, and some of the components cancel out, which is why having it at an angle makes it easier. So if you're pushing up against a wall, it's really easy compared to a normal push-up. When doing the calculations, I again just set the forces equal to zero and the moments equal to zero, and did this for both the normal and the kneeling push-up. And in the end, I found that it was about 58, 56% for normal push-ups and 38, 35% for kneeling push-ups. And then women and men weren't that different. The center of mass is a little bit lower on women, so it does make it a little bit easier. And it's obviously different for each individual. The accuracy of mine is very low because there's so many values that change. Thanks.